Hi, I'm Makoto Takemiya, one of the contributors to Sora, with updates for June 10th, 2023. Last few days were quite busy. I was on a business trip, so sorry for not making videos or doing updates. These are going to be some busy months. I think that pretty much the rest of the year is going to be extremely packed schedule, so we'll do our best to keep everyone informed as to the latest updates. But unfortunately there's a lot I can't talk about yet, but when things get public, you'll be able to see about it. That's because unlike projects that are speculation based like Ripple, where they always put out press releases every time they have a meeting, with Sora we try to focus only on real substance, and so we don't want people to speculate, but rather to use Sora and use all the tools that we make, like PokeSwap, which is really awesome DEX. In fact, it's the most awesome DEX in existence, and that leads me to my main point that I wanted to explain today, that the age of centralized exchanges really, I think, is hopefully going to come to an end, and we'll have more decentralized infrastructure. Satoshi didn't create Bitcoin and blockchain just so that we can have everyone else manage our crypto for us. The whole point of this type of structure is that people can have their own data, and they can interact with others and contribute in a peer-to-peer way, and they can help run the network, and everything should be decentralized and not run by any centralized entities. So obviously there's risks and rewards. People have to be able to manage their keys in a safe way. They can't lose them because no one else can help you. But the rewards are very great. You have higher personal autonomy and control over your own assets, which I think going forward into the world is going to be really important to prevent something like a digital tyranny or a digital dictatorship. Because if we're not careful, then the freedoms we take for granted today won't even be known at all or thought about by future generations. So that's where it's important to have decentralized infrastructure, DEXs, and on-chain logic and self-custody of keys. So hopefully in the coming months and years, PokeSwap will be a big part of the decentralized infrastructure of the world. There are going to be links to TradFi in a nice and confined way using PokeSwap. So for example, SoraCard is the first initiative of this, and hopefully not the last either. So there's a lot of really cool things that we also have planned in our roadmap relating to other TradFi institutions and linkages with the Sora ecosystem. So it's really important to have self-custodied space where you control your own keys and everything is kind of decentralized and controlled by on-chain governance. And then you also should have links to the traditional world, or bridges. And bridges are part of this, but also other types of TradFi infrastructure like credit cards, banking services, payment services, things like that. So we're working to bring all this together, and the meetings I had the last few days also are an important part in bringing some of this infrastructure into place for the future. And it's important to have a clear vision and a strategy. You can have goals, and our goal is to create a new economic system for the world, but that's not a strategy. You have to have specific actionable items to take. And other parts of the infrastructure we're building are really exciting apps like ADAR. So working with the ADAR team and their wonderful ABIT group, we were able to launch the first version of ADAR, which is in production now. And there's an AMA yesterday. Hopefully people listen to it. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded, but it is what it is. And I think it was really interesting AMA to listen to and to see what Hannes and Luke had to say from the ADAR team. So ADAR is the Advanced Digital Asset Routing Protocol, and it's being built on the Sora network. And it takes advantage of PokeSwap as a liquidity and token conversion source. So that's really, I think, kind of cool. It allows companies to pay their employees and manages payrolls in a simplified way. And it's already being used for some real real-life production transactions almost every day now, which is really cool. Besides all that, I've got daily network stats. In the last 24 hours, there were 1,214 transactions on Sora network, 807 of which were swaps, 52 were demeter farming related transactions, 81 were transfers, and there were 111 active accounts on Sora network. So these fast updates, let's go back to work.